Hey guys, it's Mandu from Canada, and I've been living in Korea for over 3 years now. And actually, there's a lot of things that have changed since I've come here. So when I first came to Korea, there were some things that I just didn't understand and I didn't really like, but now I really love them and it makes complete sense to me. So here are the top 5 things that I have changed my mind about since coming to Korea. Number 1. Food. So before coming to Korea, I actually already loved a lot of Korean food, and when I came here, I loved it even more. However, there were some things that I just didn't like and I didn't understand why people liked them. The first thing was tea water. The first time I tried tea water, I was like, oh my gosh, how can people drink this? This is so gross. Now it's one of my favorite drinks. I always have it at home. I love to pour it on ice. It's so refreshing, it's so delicious, and it tastes really healthy. And I really wish they had it in Canada. I don't know why I like it now or when I started liking it. Now I drink all these other different kinds as well. It just makes water a little bit more fun and it doesn't feel unhealthy. The other thing is spicy food. I come from a family that does not eat spicy food on a regular basis. So I had no tolerance to spicy food. So when I came to Korea, there were some things that I just couldn't eat because they were too spicy, or I would always have to ask for them to make it less spicy. Now I can actually eat spicy food that's kind of botong or even a little bit spicier than botong. And I'm really proud of myself and I actually enjoy it and crave it now. And I also understand why some people eat spicy food when they're stressed. It helps you relieve the stress and it's really 시원해. Number 2. This one is also a little bit about food, and that is eating out. So when I first came to Korea, I didn't have a lot of money. So I wanted to save my money and cook at home because that's what I was used to in Canada. However, I realized after a few discoveries that sometimes it's actually cheaper to eat out and the food is just as good. And it's funny because my parents were actually worried about me eating out all the time, and I had to explain to them that the food is like home cooked meals. I can get really good quality meals like grandma makes it. Like, it's not bad for you. It feels like they made it at home and it's cheap, it's delicious, it's healthy, and I don't have to do any dishes. Number 3. 월세 and 전세. So when I first came to Korea, I heard about 월세 and I was like, how do they have this much money to deposit on an apartment and then pay rent on top of it? And I was so confused with the whole system, and now that I've been educated because we recently moved, I realize how wonderful it is. So in Canada, as far as I know, they have a deposit, but it's definitely not thousands and thousands of dollars. It's usually just about 1 month's rent worth of deposit. It's okay though, because it kind of made the apartment price go down and then the other one was up. And getting a loan here is also really easy. So I think these systems are fantastic, especially 전세. So for someone who's just starting out, they're starting the work field, it's a really, really great way for them to start saving money and investing. So I think it's a really good system and it makes it more affordable to live in larger cities. Number 4. Trash and the trash system. So you have to buy special bags for each area, for each type of trash. And at the beginning, I was like, why? I was so confused. I didn't know where to buy these bags. I didn't know how to get them. And I didn't really understand the sorting system. But the longer I was here, the more I realized, oh, it's actually really similar to Canada, except by paying for the bags, you're paying for them to help sort the trash and you're helping for the great services. And I think it's really, really efficient now. And I actually got really used to it and I really, really like it. Number 5. Age differences and 촌댓말 and 반말. So in Canada, I can be friends with anybody. I have friends who are 10 years older than me. I have friends who are like 15 years younger than me. We don't really think about the age gap that much sometimes. But in Korea, it's mandatory to be completely conscious of the age gap. And you change your speech based on this. And at the beginning, I kind of felt it to be a little bit restricting. Man, was I wrong. It matters because the feeling is different, the 분위기 is different. Because I've lived here for so long, I realized how precious this feeling is. And it doesn't feel restricting, it kind of feels more special. special. And it feels like I can make really deep connections with people and I can kind of have an interesting relationship with everyone. So for example, I can be the older sister to somebody, but the younger sister to somebody else. So I know who to go to for advice and who I can give advice to. And it just kind of feels really, really good to be wanted and appreciated. So I do know there are some people that they have age gaps, but they still use 반말, and that's something so special. It means that you're really, 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 really close friends. And I think that's really interesting. And plus, I just like being called Nuna and Oni. Call me your Nuna. I'm really excited to be able to broaden my horizons and start liking different things, especially because I get the chance to live in Korea. Thank you for watching the video today, and we'll see you in our next one. 오늘은